All right, and we are live at the BTB talk show. Let's bring in everybody in. All right, fantastic. It's great to have you all here. First thing I want to do is make sure people know who I am, so we get that going. And let's see if we can get you guys to introduce yourselves. I think I lost Ern, but let's start with Zach. Could you introduce yourselves? Tell me what you're all about, where you're from, and all that kind of stuff.
Hi, I'm Zach Boyce. I'm a comedian currently in Chicago by way of Indiana.
All right. And I'm sorry, I got a little discombobulated. I forgot to do the theme song, so let's do that.
Got to do the theme song.
It's a talk show on the internet, a talk show from behind the nets. We'll talk and laugh and have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We hope you have a great time too.
Wow. Written and produced by Scott Curtis.
I wept.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, tell me about yourself.
My name is Mike Bova. I'm the headliner for the Big and Tall Comedy Tour. I live in upstate New York. Been doing comedy for about 8 years and just waiting for this COVID to go away, man, so we can get back on the road.
No doubt. Hey, Ern, tell me all about yourself.
My name is Big Ern. I'm 49 years old, Puerto Rican and Cuban, hailing out of Manhattan, New York. Been doing comedy 8 years. You know, I'm one half of the Big and Tall Comedy Tour with Mike Bova, and we tour the nation raising money for the vets.
That's right.
Excellent. Hey, Greg.
Hey, how you doing, Scott? I'm Greg Schwem. I'm Chicago comedian. I do corporate dates. I actually worked today. I actually did a virtual date for Cisco. Right here from my home office. My home office is a little bit of a mess behind me because we actually had Cisco techs in here to put some equipment together. Yeah, they came out and installed their own stuff and then took it away, which was kind of a bummer because I really like the monitor. But yeah, it went very well. About 400 people on the call.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Wonderful. And you and I were trying to put something together right before all this shit hit. So.
Oh yes. Yeah, we still are.
Yeah. It'll happen.
Right.
So the way this show goes is, first of all, I have to do a shout out to my sponsor. Our sponsor for tonight's show is sunglasses. Sunglasses. They keep the sun out of your eyes and they help you drive. You can buy those at a store. Our sponsor is sunglasses. Go out and buy some.
You know what's great about being on these things is the free stuff that you get.
Yeah, those sunglasses say Cisco on the side there. I saw.
Right. Hey, it's still swag.
No doubt. I'd also like to mention I'm drinking Westy IPA from Bare Hands Brewery in Granger, Indiana. If they want to sponsor anything, I'm always drinking their beer. So let's get a sponsor here.
Yeah.
So the way this goes is, first of all, we're going to have a little bit of fun. The way I like to do this part, I call it Dean Martin dinner party. So what I do is I pretend like I'm Dean Martin, who's been brought from the dead, and he is hosting a dinner party, and you guys just won't talk to each other. So I come up with some topical questions to ask that you guys can answer in your own way, talk to each other. Let's get some banter going and talk. So first of all, I need to really get in character. So just give me a second.
I hope it's better than the theme song.
Your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Oh boy, another dinner party, another sausage fest. Where are the ladies at? Why can't I get the ladies here? They used to come. Maybe it's because I've been dead for so many years. I don't know. But we got to get these guys talking. So hey guys, let's get some chatter going. Hey, Zach, what was your first car?
First car, Buick 89 Park Avenue.
Nice. And how long did you keep that car for?
Way longer than I should have. 2 of the doors worked. 1 of the windows worked. A lot of leaks. I love that thing. I rode it to the ground.
Was that your first car doing comedy gigs? Was that your first car on the road?
No, this was before comedy. I was a teenager. I bought it for $300 from a guy that owned a 7-Eleven. Just to give you an idea of where I get my things from.
Yeah. Hello, I got a car for you.
Yeah, came with a taquito. It was great.
That's right. And a Slurpee.
Yeah.
That's great. Hey, Mike, what was your first car?
My first car, I think it was 1988. I bought a brand new car. My dad had a cosign, of course, but I got a Renault Alliance. And the reason I got it is because the speedometer said 120. And I thought, I'm going to do 120 in this car. But I beat the crap out of that thing, man, because I was like in my 20s. And I remember one time I had like 9 people total in that car. It was a 4-door sedan, small little car. And you're like 9. I'm like, yeah, I had 2 people in the passenger seat, one on sitting on the other person's lap. Then I had 6 people in the back. We get out to get gas. I remember that. And there's like 9 of us. We're all talking, and everybody watches us get into one car. It was sick, man.
It's like a clown car.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Ern, before I ask you, I just got to say the way the camera has you right now is so classic. I got to take a screenshot. Got it. I mean, you look better than I could ever hope to. So, Big Ern, what was your first car?
My first car was a 91 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme.
Nice.
It was red. I was hit by a city garbage truck, and so I was awarded the damage was $1,400, but for some reason the city paid me $2,400. So
Wow.
I gladly cashed that check quickly just in case.
That's like enough to get a new car.
Right.
You got 2 cars.
Well, I was able to get the car repaired and painted for $400. So,
In a chop shop.
So I did that and stuff. But yeah, that 91 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme I love that car, man. I regretted selling it, man. I drove it till the odometer stopped registering. It was digital, and it just wouldn't register after 221,000 miles. And I drove it for 2 years after that.
Yeah. Now let me ask you: could you fit a body in the trunk?
Oh, 3.
Excellent.
Hitman's trunk.
Spoken like you spoke like you've actually done that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Was I eager? My bad.
Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban, but they told me my last name ends in vowels. Galano.
Right. That's right. Sicilian. Honorary Sicilian.
You're part of the family. We understand. I'm getting out of character here. Oh, hey, Greg.
That's all right.
Martin, what was your first car?
Yeah. My first car was a 1987 Nissan Sentra, and it was red, and I owned it. I was living in Florida at the time. It was the first car I actually bought, like, with my own money, a new car. And I remember, so when you buy your first car, you always get totally screwed. Mm-hmm. And I remember the price on it. It was $10,300. Wow. And I thought, after I'd almost signed for it, a buddy of mine in Florida is like, "Hey, you should go to a different Nissan dealer. I can get you a much better deal than that." And I went, and he got it down to $10,100. It was like, yeah, screw you, man. Yeah. you don't mess with Mr. First Time Buyer here. But I'll tell you what, you have a red car in Florida. It's pretty cool. I used to wash that thing every single weekend because I didn't have to worry about the elements. So it looked really good. I love that car.
No doubt.
Really, you wash that car every weekend with all the fucking hurricanes?
Yeah. I might as well. I didn't have covered parking anyway, so yeah. I either washed it or nature washed it for me.
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. I would have been out there with the joy squirting it on them little rainy days.
Wow. So my first car was a 74 Firebird Formula 400.
Wow.
You had a 74 back in the 60s? Whoa. I hear you, Dino.
I got my license in 80. Come on.
Was that a T-top or no? Was that a T-top?
No, mine wasn't a T-top. It had some pretty cool hood scoops and a big 4-barrel car, but it didn't have a T-top.
Okay.
that speedometer went to 160, and every time I got it to 160, the speedometer would start going back and forth. And I took it 160 over a hill in Lakeville, Indiana, and went airborne. And when I came down, it just had dual exhaust. It just ripped the exhaust right out of it. So we used like 4 different taps to tap new threads into it, put the exhaust together, and I sold it and bought a Datsun 210, which was my car for about another 6 years.
B210, yeah.
A Datsun, early Nissan.
Right, yeah.
Talk about going from fast to slow.
Everybody, I think, owned a Datsun at one time in their life.
My brother
Like every married guy owns a town and country van.
Yeah.
At some point in their life, too.
My brother had a red Gremlin.
Gremlin, yeah.
My dad had a Gremlin. Yeah.
No
And they came out
power
with a
steering,
Pacer. Remember the Pacer?
Oh, yeah.
It was
AMC
Wayne's
Pacer.
World. That was what Wayne's World used to drive, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Remember the Gremlin commercial? Where's the other half of your car, lady?
Oh
When
yeah,
they-
yeah. Toots. They used to, it was the most politically correct. Wasn't it like he called her Toots?
Toots.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. It was during the energy
I miss
crisis.
those days.
Yeah.
That's like Rodney
Oh,
Dangerfield back then, man. You know, those were the times, man, where you get called a woman broad and all that. Hey, I'll tell you, Toots, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Dean Martin, everybody was a dame, right?
Yes.
Dame.
Everybody was
Yeah,
a
where's
dame.
all the dames at?
Dame.
Hey, I need some dames. Come
Well,
on.
what's with the skirt?
All right. I did this question last week and I like it so much I'll do it this week. With which famous person that you haven't met would you want to be quarantined with during this time? And let's go over to Big Earn first.
She goes by the name of Shakira.
Yes.
Oh boy, remember we spoke about this weeks ago. It doesn't change, boy. She can dance. She can cook. She
Right.
can cook. She speaks another language I can care to learn. You know, I'll be good with that.
I understand that her hips don't lie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Neither did that performance at the Super Bowl. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Mike, who would you want to spend your time with?
Wait, first I got to make sure my wife's not in earshot. Hang on a second.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to shut your closet door.
That's how you tell a black joke. That's how you tell a black joke. You look around real quick.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I'm thinking Julia Roberts, man.
Okay.
Nice.
You know,
What would you talk about?
So we're in the sexual stuff first here, because this could be intellectual or something like that, but we're all about the sex right now. That's good. Hey, Zach, how about you?
I don't see that. Yeah, that's hard. I like being alone. I don't want to share the TV, you know?
You're digging the social distancing thing.
Yeah. I guess Stephen Hawking, because then he started to get on my nerves. I could just unplug something, I think, and then roll him in the closet, and he can solve space time or whatever the hell he was doing in there. So,
Zach, I am hungry. Zach,
yeah.
I am hungry.
Oh my God.
How about you, Greg?
Paul McCartney.
Oh, cool.
Without a doubt.
Excellent.
And only because, okay, so I went to see McCartney a couple of years ago. Have you guys seen him?
No.
Have you seen him live? Okay.
Almost.
This guy, his stories were so great. I mean, he could have just not played any music and just told stories, and I would have walked away going, that was the best concert I've ever seen in my life. And that would be if he didn't even play anything. I got to tell you, can I tell you a really quick story? And this was like why I'd want to spend time with him, because I'm sure he's got like 50 more of these. He was talking about when Sgt. Pepper came out.
Mhm.
He said it came out on a Friday, and the Beatles went to see Hendrix at a club on Sunday.
Wow.
The Beatles could just walk into a club. So they walk into the club to see Hendrix, and Hendrix plays the whole album.
Wow.
start to finish. Sgt. Pepper. 48 hours later. And he said, he said that they were like, he said every now and then Hendrix would stop and he'd say like, hey, John, is that chord right? And John let it go like, I don't know. We haven't even played it yet.
Yeah.
And it was like 2.5 hours of stuff like that. So I would have loved to hear so many more of those.
Yeah, that's cool. little bit of trivia. Do you know who Jimi Hendrix played guitar for before he went out on his own?
I do not.
Oh, I know this. I can't remember that.
Janis Joplin.
Little Richard.
Little Richard. That's
Wow,
it.
rest in peace.
And we just lost him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his first paying gig.
Huh.
Wow.
Here's another piece of trivia since I'm at it. This may come up as a question later. Rick James, the first band that he played with was a band that Neil Young was in because they're both from Canada. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Rick James and Neil Young together?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He played bass for
Can't
Neil
see
Young.
that. Yeah.
And I think Randy Bachman was in that same band.
Man.
He named people who were just diluted from drugs.
Yeah.
Diluted.
Oh, man.
Hey, I grew up in the whitest town in the world, Lakeville, Indiana. Zach knows.
It's very white.
I mean, it's still the whitest town in
I'm
the
not
world.
even allowed there.
Wow.
Yeah. And my introduction to funk was Rick James, and I played that stuff so loud that the neighbors hated me.
Oh, man.
I mean, I would play "Give It to Me, Baby" like 10 times in a row.
Wow.
In Lakeville.
Lakeville, Indiana.
Whoa.
Okay, since we're talking about music, I really like this one. I'm getting back into Dean Martin here. So not only do we have this pandemic going on, baby, but what if somebody said you could only listen to one genre of music now? If you had to kick all the other genres out, which one would you want to listen to? How about you, Mike?
That's classic hip hop, man. 80s, 90s. All day long.
De La Soul?
What's that?
De La Soul?
What'd you
That
say?
was one of my first. De La Soul?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Me, myself, and I.
Must
it
not
was
be
good
classic.
Yeah, it's not classic for me, man. I work for a classic hip hop station and stuff, man. We're talking like, Run DMC and all those guys,
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Zach?
Me, probably the 90s hip hop, same. De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, all that good stuff. Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Wu-Tang.
Like that's pretty much all I listen to now. So it wouldn't be different,
Wouldn't change. How about you, Greg?
I'd say acoustic rock. I'm kind of getting into that. Acoustic. I'm really digging like acoustic versions of songs that I really like, and either by the same artists that have done them electric or different artists. There's like stations now like you can listen to on Pandora or Spotify or Sonos. That's all they do, and you really find some gems in there. So that's what I'd go with.
Yeah, cool. Like which artist have you heard that you like lately?
Let's see. Basically, well, like this is a really good one. Like I like Peter Gabriel, and there's a guy named Jeffrey Gaines who did this amazing version of "In Your Eyes," and it's just so good. And it was like the only hit that he had. And I remember I found his Twitter account. And somebody said because I was answering a question on Twitter of like, what's the best cover that you've heard? And I put that and I found that he had an account and I tagged him in there and he responded in like 15 minutes. Like, wow, somebody knows who I am. So great stuff. Also, if you like Hot House Flowers, you know who they are.
I do. Yeah.
Of I Can See Clearly Now, which again, I heard on that same station. So
they started Hot House Flowers started in the 80s.
Yeah, Irish band.
They were mid-late 80s. I remember them. I think I may have saw them, but it was a time when I was doing things that make me not remember stuff. But I think they may have been in one of the
as a comedian.
Yeah, I think it was a Matthew Sweet show. I think they opened for him in the Metro. It was them and a couple other bands. But yeah, hey, Big Earn.
It would be classic rap. It would be classic rap because from the Sugar Hill Gang all the way to just a few people today. I'll listen to some Cardi B and stuff. So you know what I mean. But mostly classic rap though. Anywhere up to the 90s where Zach and Mike are. You know what I mean. That's when real rap like pretty much ended. This shit today. Except for a couple of decent little tracks that are catching and shit. This shit today,
No,
whoa,
it's
first
bad.
of all, men don't wear fucking rompers. Men don't wear purses. We don't strap them across our bodies. We're not that bitch from Tomb Raider and shit. You know what the fuck is that all about? Fuck out of here.
I'm glad the camera's only showing me from this up.
He's got the clothing mullet on. It's on top, it's party on the bottom.
Metrosexual, asexual, whatever. We're good.
By the way, Greg, just so you know, I play acoustic guitar, man. I'm a pretty good guitar player.
Yeah. Okay. You have anything on YouTube or something?
I got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Yeah, I had my first band when I was 9 years old, and my drummer, who was 5, plays for Kenny Chesney.
Wow.
So what's
his name?
His name is Sean Paddock.
Oh.
And he's a great drummer. When he was 5, he was drumming like a man. It was a prodigy. And we had our first band. I was in 3rd grade, our first rock band.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times, too, after our show, man, people ask me to stay and play a couple of sets, just acoustic sets and all that. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Do you bring the guitar on stage?
I do, because I'm a parody artist.
Oh, okay.
So half of my set is stand up, and the last half is all musical parodies. I got stuff on Amazon, iTunes, and all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you look forward to like getting the guitar when you're in your act? I mean, do you look forward to switching over to the guitar?
I do. You know why? Because people love music, man. There was one show that Ern and I did. There was a guy. I hate that some people go to a comedy show and they're kind of like this, the whole time. And this one guy was like, "Take me home. I want to go home." And I grabbed the guitar, started playing my parodies. They said he was laughing so hard he had tears in his eyes.
There you go. That's how to flip a room.
I love that stuff, man. So yeah, it's just good. People love music, and the comedy mix is it's gold.
That's great, man.
That one you do, Duncan, the one you do, and you put it in the Friends video.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
When I was stalking you before I talked to you yesterday, I watched that and I just laughed like a nut.
And the timing of that is really good, because the song is supposed to play is The Lion Sleeps Tonight, and Duncan hits it so well. When they start to dance, the guys start to dance, whatever. Duncan hits it perfectly with the timing. So,
it's great. Hey, before I go any further, everybody who's watching, I am giving away 4 tickets to the Drop Comedy Club's show coming up on the 22nd. Those tickets are worth $5 each, and we've got Dan West, Chris Ray, Dwight Simmons, Ben Duncan, Jamie Schreiner Biddle, and DJ Sandu all performing virtually for you. And these are all people who make their money doing comedy. So the tickets are $5. I bought them myself, and I'm going to give them to you. All you got to do is comment, and then I'll tell you how to get the tickets. So all you got to do is throw a comment in there, and I'll see it either on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll put you into some tickets for that. Awesome. A whole $5 value. Holy cow! Next, the next thing we go into is something I like to call "You can't possibly answer this question." What I do is I do a trivia question, and I know you're not going to answer it on the first try. If you do answer it on the first try, I'm going to send you a bottle of ketchup because this is nuts. If you know it, and my questions are almost always music related, so just FYI, this is going to be music.
Oh boy.
And want to make sure I see my comments. Okay, so here's the question. Which band's lead singer had a job as a radio DJ for WBCN under the name Woofa Goofa?
Jesus.
I'll say the question one more time. Which band's lead singer had a job as a radio DJ for WBCN under the name Woofa Goofa?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to give you hints, and when you know it, just yell it out.
Wait, can I just guess?
Yeah.
Styx?
Thank you. No.
Okay.
I had a guy my last show. He answered the question way too soon, and he was stoned out of his mind. And it just pissed me off. So I'm glad you didn't get it. Okay. The band. So we're looking for the band's name. The band was formed in 1968. That's the first clue. Anybody got anything?
68.
Band's lead singer, 68. Tommy James.
You're closer than Mike was.
Okay.
Anybody else got an answer?
Wow.
All right. Here's a name for you. Danny Klein played bass for them. He was the original bass player.
That's a clue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now
Danny.
I'm going back
to
Jimmy, I don't know who Danny Klein is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it easy.
Yeah,
Okay, next
been
clue.
accomplished. Danny Klein.
You may know it from this. You may know it from this if you were around in the 80s. The lead singer's first roommate was David Lynch.
Oh.
Ooh, man.
Jesus.
I can't think of a scarier roommate to have, by the way.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now that's the guy I would want to spend my quarantine with. So
David Lynch? I wouldn't even know where to start. All right. The band was born in 68. Man, I keep coming back to that.
Okay, it's going to get easier now. Somebody might get it off of this one. The name of the band is the name of the guitar player.
Rush?
No.
Nope.
No. What's his name? Van Halen.
And it's a two.
No.
Is it,
No, that's
No,
you're getting close.
They were back in 68, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's 10.
okay.
Okay. Their harmonica and saxophone player was named Magic Dick.
I guess. It's
How does none of us
clues.
know? These are all fascinating hints.
Exactly.
60.
Oh, I'm stumping you.
It's not Dave Matthews.
No.
That's
Bruce
not-
Springsteen? He wasn't back in 68.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking harmonica and sax.
Yeah.
No,
All right, let's
that was
try
Clarence
this one.
Clemens, I think, in the sax.
Their biggest hit was in the mid 80s called Centerfold.
Oh, Jay Giles.
Giles.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
And Jay Giles was the guitar player.
They started in 68.
Yep. Actually, they started in 67 under a different name.
Really?
Wow. I didn't know that
Okay.
they were. Wow. That's okay.
Wow. And Peter Wolf was the lead singer, right?
Yep. Peter Wolf was the lead singer. Yep. And Mike, you get a trophy. You don't get any ketchup. There's your trophy, bud.
Winner.
Wow. There you go.
Jay Giles. Yeah. Centerfold.
So far, I haven't got any comments for the tickets. So I'm going to hold on to those tickets. But if you throw a comment either on YouTube or Facebook, you can get some tickets for that virtual comedy show. And there's the show that you get the tickets for.
It looks like a great show.
Yeah. So Jay Giles Band is one of my favorites, and I just miss them. I'm just a little bit young for them for college years, but some people I know saw them and they said they were the best live band in the world.
Yeah, I've heard that about Styx too. I heard that Styx was incredible in concert.
Yeah, Styx actually, the Tommy Shaw and one of the other dudes is from Niles, Michigan, which is just like 20 minutes north of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to open for them just last year. Yeah, they did a private. Styx does a lot of corporate private dates now.
Wow.
And, I got to open for them out in Denver, and they were just there's Tommy Shaw and James Young.
Yeah,
the only two from the heyday that are there, and they were just the coolest, most laid back guys. It's great. It's really refreshing to see, when you see guys that were your heroes. That was my band in high school.
Right.
So,
definitely.
It was great to meet him.
It's funny. My son and I have totally different tastes in music. He likes popular country, but when Styx Come Sail Away comes on the radio, we will sing it together at full volume. So
that's one of those
one thing in common.
That's a classic, man. It's kind of like "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult, which actually they're from up my way in Cape Vincent, New York, man. All those guys. But you know what made that really popular too was the Saturday Night Live skit "More Cowbell."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that brought it mainstream,
The the thing about Blue Oyster Cult is they are still doing albums.
Yeah.
They never stopped.
Yeah.
And I just saw a Zoom thing with them doing Godzilla. They did it, I think it was last week or something. And they never stopped, and they've got this core group of fans that keeps them going. It's not.
Yeah, the Bouchard brothers. They went to school with my sister at Immaculate Heart Central Catholic high school.
Yeah,
crazy.
Cool.
Also the alma mater of Richard Grieco, which is
Richard Grieco.
Yeah.
Wow.
21 Jump Street.
I talked to Richard a little bit because we're from the same hometown, and I was going to try to get him. Like, we're going to be doing a show for the Watertown Zoo. It's Watertown, New York, and Richard is in the area. And I said, hey man, do you want to do a guest appearance? Because we could do we could take a scene from 21 Jump Street and just make it super funny. You know what I mean? But and he hasn't gotten back to me yet. I think he was a little insulted or something, but that I asked him to do that. I don't know.
Richard Grieco should not be turning down work.
No,
of any at this point.
Yeah, not at all.
That's like Blossom. She shouldn't be turning down work now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that show's done.
Yeah, she blossomed a long time ago.
But you would
She's on
hope
Big
that she saved her pennies, right? You would think that she made money.
Right.
Yeah.
She was on Big Bang Theory though, so she's fine.
She did good on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually pretty hot to take them glasses off and shit.
Mm.
Ain't bad.
Oh yeah.
She's not bad at all. That Mayim Bialik.
Yeah. Well, you like a different type than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I like women.
Yeah, I was gonna say, moms, choosy moms choose Jif, for peanut butter. Ern's not choosy, man.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up and talk about what's on everybody's mind. This is a chance for you to either rant, plug something, or just say something funny and get the talk going. So let's go over to Greg first. What's on your mind, Greg?
It's time to get outside.
Yeah.
That's what's on my mind. It's getting warm. It is time to there you go. Mike, let me know what it's like
just
out there when you come back. All right. Was it nice? Was there sun? Just tell me what it was like. I have a window, but it has to be closed most of the time when I do these things because it messes up the light. So I just I'm ready to go. I'm ready to try and do something outside with people. And this doing virtual comedy, it's different. And I'll do it as long as we need to do it, but it's time to get out and get people laughing again and be in front of a live audience.
Yeah, it's definitely different and definitely much more difficult to do.
It's kind of a character builder, I think. I think any comedian who's done it, and it does. It builds character. Just doing stuff in front of an audience, and I think for people who do it, just being confident enough in your craft that you can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've actually done several things, and I'm either doing current events jokes, which I force myself to write every morning, or I'm doing a character. I'm doing a conspiracy theorist character named Eugene from Smyrna, where I wear a hat and sunglasses, and so I do that. Or I've got a little performance art piece I do called Eye Sockets of Doom, which is a lot of fun. So I've got a few things up my sleeve, but I don't do any of my actual act because it doesn't work. Big Earn, what's on your mind, buddy?
I'm in no hurry to go out. You know what I mean? If they open up all the places, you guys go out first, like Bill Bellamy said. Until they open up the Bass Pro Shops and some hot yoga, I'm not going nowhere. Let's see where you white people go first. Then I'll follow. Okay? I'm going to temper my expectations here. Taking it easy for a few weeks, people. I'm not eager at all.
You let us see the lab rats. I mean, most of the lab rats are white anyway, so it really worked.
I'm Italian.
Beaches don't count. You can wash that shit away.
I'm Italian, so I'll be a guinea pig.
I want to get out. I think people need to get out. Like I told you, man, these TikToks and all, they fucking blow.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
yeah.
That Drake song, all that shit, everybody doing these challenges, it just sucks. You know what challenge I want? Just fucking shut your shit off and leave the fucking house challenge, please. You know what I mean? Fucking detox from Facebook for 30 days challenge. Please.
There you go.
Fuck, dude. It's bad.
You know, it's funny. My wife and I did that. We went up to the Indiana Dunes and did some hiking. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it was great. We did almost 7 miles, but the problem is my right knee locked up on me like halfway through it, and it was so painful all the way through that second half, and for like 3 days after that, it wasn't fun. But then it all of a sudden just goes away. So I don't know what the problem is. I know I'm old, but for that to come up so suddenly wasn't fun.
It's better on a hike than during sex, motherfucker. That's all I can tell you.
No doubt.
Having your knee locked up? Yeah.
You ever see John Panett's bit on hiking?
On what?
On hiking, John Panett's got a
Oh
bit
no, I
on
said it's better
hiking.
than it locked up on the hike than during
Is that
sex.
when he hikes around? Was that the part when he hikes around London?
Well, he was like, just hiking is not fun. He goes, you go, it's like a walk that sucks. Okay.
Whoa, hold up. Who are we talking about here? Are you talking to me?
No. I said,
I'm
have you ever
confused
seen
here.
John Panett?
Mike cut out. So if Mike's talking, I can't.
Yeah. Have you ever seen John
Bova
Panett's
or
bit
something.
on hiking?
Mike cut
John
out.
Panett.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
I don't think I heard that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look that one up. That was hilarious, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's like a walk that sucks. He goes, you walk to the store, you walk to the movie theater. He goes, hiking is like you walk, you find a dead body. It's like, yeah.
I'm worried. I started worrying about myself because I used to be about 100 pounds heavier, and I lost all the weight, and everything's great except for my face is sagging. And I started gaining weight because I'm at home and I can go get ice cream and stuff like that. So I started the fun intermittent fasting now. So I only eat between 12 and 8, and from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm just really grumpy. I'm not a fun guy to be with.
I'm doing the same thing. My window is like 10:30 to 6:30.
Yeah,
that's my 8-hour eating window.
Yeah, and when I'm not when I'm in my window, I'm drinking. And
of course, you can eat anything. I was told.
I do intermittent fasting. I do intermittent fasting too. I basically fast when I sleep.
Yeah,
that counts.
I just fast then, and then when I get up, I eat. Ask Earn, man. I'm a big eater. We're in addition to America's Got Talent, and we were coming back through Jersey, and we stopped at IHOP, and Earn had like eggs and hash browns and pancakes, and Earn's like, "You can have my pancakes." I'm like, "Sure, man." I ordered like 4 orders of bacon, which was like a pound of bacon, and I ate the entire thing. I'm a pig, man.
Oh, well, that puts you in that paleo or whatever. My wife made a cherry cake like a week ago, and I ate 4 pieces before it was even cold. And I before I went to bed.
Wait a minute, a cherry cake?
A cherry cake. It
Not
was
a cherry pie.
Sounds good.
Sounds like it could only come from Lakeville.
Yeah.
the whitest dessert ever. A cherry
cake.
It was so good. And I ate.
It's okay because you ate fasting. That's all.
16th of it. Yeah. Hey Zach, what's on your mind?
I miss stand up dearly. I feel like I had a career-ending injury. That's what it feels like. I said that.
Yeah.
I miss it a lot, but it's all as long as everybody quarantines and washes their hands and stays 6 feet away and don't flood the park and I think we should be careful. And I'm willing to do this. Like Greg said, for as long as we have to. And also I'm, other than the stand up, I'm perfectly content to sit here and play video games until my eyes bleed. So, yeah, just everybody think, wear your mask, wear your gloves, and everybody needs to take care of each other right now.
Yep.
That's very, very true.
That's right.
Mike, what's on your mind, buddy?
Yeah, man. I mean, since we started getting having shows canceled and stuff with the COVID-19, we started out with a gig in March 20th. I mean, Ern and I were on the road in the Midwest. We actually did a whole Midwest tour in early March, and I'm glad that we got that in. But we ended with the show. It's at a casino March 9th. And so, our shows in March, our shows in April, our shows in May, all rescheduled. Having to refund tickets is not fun. Okay. And I do this thing full time. I'm a full-time comedian. I don't have another job. So my income is gone. Yeah. And it's just wearing on me. I need to get on the road. I don't have a man cave here. I was actually thinking about a business today. I'm like, for the guys who don't have a man cave, let's open up a business and we'll call it Man Cave. And you have like a little cave, have a lounge chair in there with the TV and stuff, so guys can get privacy and just escape from reality. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, it's not even I don't know. I'm just man cave background, Mike. I haven't even seen one of those. I don't know. We need a virtual man cave.
This is my shared office because my wife's a teacher. So this is her. She's teaching from home using Google Classrooms and. So, this was, our office, mostly my little getaway, but now it's overtaken by, I live with 3 women. Help me.
So do I. Yeah.
Help me.
Oh, wow. I know we're going a little long here, but, one of the things that's going around with a lot of comics is, what are comedy clubs going to look like when we are able to do this? Are people going to want to come out? Is there a pent-up demand? Are they going to be scared? Comedy clubs tend to be pretty close quarters and, the low ceilings and all that kind of stuff. So it's just, I know that's worrisome for folks. And I hope we're able to overcome that. I just feel like we're going to lose some good people if we're not able to get started.
I think people are going to want to come back to clubs. I think if you see some of the states that have opened up, and if you saw some of those pictures of Wisconsin where the bars were just packed last night and so forth, I think people are going to want to come to comedy clubs because they're going to want to laugh. I'm of a slightly different because I do all corporate dates. That's a little bit of a different animal because. Like a comedy club is local. People can just drive to it and go home. But my business involves people flying in from all over the country and going to a hotel or a conference center. There's so many different things so many different cogs in the wheel for my business to recover. I mean, you've got to get the hotel up and running and you have to get it back at full speed. And then you have to make sure that the conference rooms are good. And then you have to wonder are people going to want to travel to those events, or are they going to have so used to been doing virtual events that they're okay with that? And that's what kind of keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
I think some of that might be a hybrid too. Like Ern and I, we're looking at some different platforms for pay-per-view, and I found a couple of good ones. And what I want to do is when we do our comedy shows, we do a lot of VFWs, American Legions. I want to make every one of our shows also available by pay-per-view in case there's people that don't want to come out to the show that can see the show, especially when a good portion of the door ticket goes to the veterans. So they're going to want to support the vets. They're going to want to watch it in the comfort of their own home. Whether it's it's like $20 a ticket per ticket at the show, but it's $20 for the show at home. So the statistics are like I talked to some business guys, and 25% of the people are confident about going out. 75% of the people are not confident about going out at this stage in the game right now. So you might see those kind of numbers with with shows and events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The whole dry bar concept is working very well for them, and they do pretty much the same thing. They do a live show, $20 to get in, and then they do shows for a set amount, and as many people can watch it as you can get in your living room.
Sure.
And that's worked well for them for quite a few years now. The only thing is I know that people want to hear other people laughing in order for them to get into it. So that's that's the thing you got to get around if you don't have a bunch of people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's tough. It's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Jay Leno once said, I saw an interview with Jay Leno once, and he was talking about, somebody asked him why he'd never done a Netflix special. And his response was really good. He said, I've always been of the opinion that, he says, if you think I'm funny, I will come to you. I will come to your town and you come see me live. And then he said, I see these people who say, oh, I saw this comedian on Netflix and I didn't think he was very funny. And I said, well, where'd you see him? And I go, well, I watched him on my phone in my bedroom. And he goes, well, don't watch it on your phone. So he's of the belief that stand-up comedy needs to be experienced live.
Oh, true, yeah. There's nothing like a live comedy show. We tell people that all the time.
Yeah. And like you said, Scott, laughter is contagious. I mean, you get one person laughing and more people laugh. So when you're doing virtual, and my show today, they actually had some people that I could hear as well as see. So they had about 5 or 6, and they were laughing, but it was just one at a time. And it's a little disconcerting, like for your timing, almost like. Sure, do I wait for one person to stop? Do I just keep going?
Right.
If you do a joke in a live comedy club and only one person laughs, you move on quickly.
No doubt. Yeah, it's just a weird thing, and that's why I can't do my normal set. I tried it one time and I just can't do it. So I'm doing all these weird characters and stuff like that, and it just I think it keeps my creative juices flowing, but I'm not furthering my act at all. When I come out of this, I'm going to be at the same spot or a little bit behind where I was when I went into it. But
your Dean Martin impression's right on. So
all right, well,
tribute acts are great, man.
It's like a Bobcat Goldway.
You know what I watched? I watched the Carson that he was on when he was totally drunk and just totally in the bag and couldn't even, that's my inspiration for that he couldn't even talk. But one piece of trivia I heard about Dean Martin was that when he was hanging around with Sinatra and stuff like that, and he had that martini glass in his hand, almost all the time it was water. He didn't drink as much as everybody thought he did. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love watching the old Johnny Carson shows. I
don't believe that shit.
Eddie Murphy's first time on the Tonight Show, first time. But watching the old comedians,
cigarettes in the fucking locker rooms and shit.
Watching the old comedians, Rodney Dangerfield is great, classic on there. But there's one really funny one of Buddy Hackett. He does this duck joke. It's hilarious. I don't know if you've seen that duck joke by Buddy Hackett.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't Buddy Hackett tell the Aristocrats joke on Carson too? I thought.
I don't know.
I thought it was Buddy Hackett that did that, and they had to they cut to a commercial, and he told it during the commercial.
Oh wow.
And they came back, and everybody was still laughing so hard. They couldn't say what, because it was so dirty. Carson couldn't tell the studio, the TV audience, what was so funny.
Wow.
The Aristocrats. I watched that documentary, as much as I could. I just couldn't find the fucking humor in it. I tried.
I mean, it's the history of it, and the way that
I think the documentary bounced around too much.
It did, but yeah.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't allow it to be. I wanted to hear the joke from the very beginning. I wanted to hear the original joke.
Yeah. But the problem is nobody can tell you the original joke because it's everybody's perception of it. And
right.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered. Everybody's trying to get their own version. People are mixing it up. Nobody followed the exact same format.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
my opinion. The only one that does it right is Gilbert Gottfried. He's got it right, but he also does it the worst of anybody. But
yeah.
He's got it. Well, this has been fun, guys. the way this works is this is available in perpetuity on my YouTube channel on Behind the Bits, and so you guys can share it around, do whatever you want. It'll also be there on my Facebook page, Behind the Bits Facebook page, so everybody can watch it when they want. I know on my last one, a lot of people watched it after it was done, so this will be available. You guys can share around and have some fun with. I really appreciate you guys being on the show.
Hey, can we give a shameless plug real quick?
Yeah.
So for Ern and I, man, this is an easy one. Just go to Facebook.
Peace and hair, Greek Scott.
It's the Big and Tall Comedy Tour. If you just search up the Big
It was good meeting you all. I hope to work with you all in the future.
Help us support vets. Yeah, man. I played Chicago. I played Zanies out there in October, man. So let's connect on Facebook and then let's see what we can do, man.
Yeah,
do a show in Chicago.
Man.
Yeah, no doubt. And my episode tomorrow is Michael Palisak, who's he played Zanies quite a bit there in Chicago. So he's my interview for tomorrow. So cool. That's a good tie-in. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. This was a lot of fun.
All right, thanks a lot. See you.
Good
night, gentlemen. Be easy. Peace.
Later.
Peace.
Bye-bye.